audio files. This is episode 7. Did I count 7?
Yes, you did.
This is episode 7 of Spoopy Month of Spook.
Woo.
And today we are doing the first book of the Halloween Boys series, Ghost, by Kat Blackthorne.
Oh, can we go into detail right now why we got this book?
Yes.
Okay, so I found this one series, right?
Yeah.
It was a 3 books in 1 book series I saw at Walmart called City of Ghosts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're way ahead of me on schedule in terms of books.
Yeah.
We're about almost even now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, she was ahead of me. She started reading it, and then she realized it's for 9-year-olds or something like that.
Literally, I was like, this seems kind of kiddish. So I looked it up on Amazon, and it was in the teacher's pick section for ages 9 to 10.
Listen, I had good intentions. I saw ghosts, and when you said in Dead Romantics you wanted to read more ghost stuff,
Yeah.
I was like, perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Apparently not.
Nope.
So I went into the Kindle app, and I started specifically going under Kindle Unlimited and searched the word ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that popped up, took a screenshot of it, sent it to Lydia, and she said yes.
Yes.
So that's how we got here.
Ta-da! It is available on KU.
Mm-hmm.
It is $4.99 on Amazon. If you don't have KU, highly recommend. I highly recommend. We're not there yet. Shut up.
We're not there yet.
Anyways, here's the description as read on
Storygraph.
Sorry, I keep forgetting the name of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's on ADHD.
Mm.
Ash Grove is a fine place to die. Blythe has accepted her fate and is tired of running. Who would miss her anyways? She attends her new and eccentric town's month-long Halloween masquerade for one last party before meeting her end. But what will she find? And what will find her? A man in a skeleton mask is watching, and he's not the only one. She's being hunted by a devil she knows, and a ghost she doesn't. But all is not what it seems in Ash Grove. Not all masks are made of paint and leather. Some are made of flesh and smiles. What's lurking behind the ordinary facade in the space that swings between Mayberry and Gotham? Ghost has killed before, he'll kill again, and his sights are set on Blythe.
I am so glad I didn't read the description before.
I didn't either. I saw the cover and I was like, yeah.
We'll get into that
Okay.
afterwards.
The grown-up ghost story for anyone who loves Halloween and is ready to meet and fall in love with their new favorite monster. Tricks and treats lurk around every jack-o'-lantern and gravestone in this grown-up Halloween-themed paranormal romance. Meet witches, vampires, wolves, and ghouls. Maybe a few odd birds and pirates too. Sink your teeth into this paranormal urban fantasy romance and get ready for all the Halloween vibes. Come to Ash Grove with an open mind. Choose your mask, sit and stay a spell if you dare. Dual POV, spicy and spooky.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the triggers? Because I wrote them down this time.
I have them. Do you want to read them though? For
I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I have them, but like if you have them too, I will just let you.
I can tell you why later.
Right.
So triggers are stalking, sexual content, violence, child death, grief, death of a parent, emotional abuse, child abuse, and domestic abuse.
I had abuse, sexual content, death, stalking, child death, grief, and violence. Is that pretty much all you said?
Plus, I had a little bit more.
Okay, well.
But pretty much. Anyways, ratings. Damn, I closed out the app. No, I didn't.
Why do you keep doing that, sis?
Because I'm dumb. I was right, though. The average rating on Storygraph is a 4.02. And it took me a while to find anything below a 4 or a 5 in terms of, like, the written ratings.
Mm-hmm.
But I found some. But we'll start off with the 4-star. It was good. I love the world building, the Halloween town, and all the Halloween vibes. I liked Blythe, her character too. Some things I did find confusing, such as the story with her stepdad. Was he sent to prison, or did she kill him before or after it? Who sent for her? The ending was a little, It seemed it was written in a rush, and this was my first paranormal read, and I did like it. 5-star. I don't know why I paused there.
5-star.
But 5-star. Add demons to the list of things I'm attracted to.
Same, sis.
Anyways, that's all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
3-star. I have mixed feelings. Loved mystery, characters, all Halloween town vibe, birds, but when it came to love scenes, for me, they were more funny than hot.
When they came.
Sorry. This one is a DNF, because there's no review. This dark romance is a little too effed up for me.
They DNF'd it?
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
We can get to that later. This is a 1 star. This was just not for me. That's fair.
That is fair. I can see that.
2 star. Honestly, I found both the plot and characters to be really underdeveloped. I like the premise of the story, but I felt like there was just so much going on that we never really got a chance to get the grips with any part of the story before something else was thrown in. I will say I really like the Demon Daddy vibes in that church scene, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
I have some things to say about that.
Me too, but we'll get to that after our good friend James.
There's some spoilers coming up, sweetie. You better cover your ears.
Thanks, James.
And thank you, Jerry.
And thank you, Jerry. Dang, we keep forgetting about Jerry, man.
We're sorry, Jerry.
We're sorry, man. I don't think he's listening anymore.
That's fine.
Blythe is stalked by her stepdad, who's in prison, and she's on the run from him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the plot begins.
Yep.
Because apparently he's abusive to her mom. Her mom died, and so he turned on her.
Yep.
She was like, nah, boy, I'm going to bounce. And she left. But she runs into a therapist's office with anxiety. Her therapist was busy. Hot, snarky Dr. Cove talked to her and followed her home.
Yep.
A little bit too...
Yeah.
We mentioned stalking. There is heavy stalking in this book.
Yes.
Yeah.
It made me so nervous.
It did me too, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's watching her.
Because again, I didn't read the description before any of this. So I'm reading this. Chapters 2, I wrote this down, starts off with, I haven't killed anyone in 18 months. And the entire time, until we get to the point where we realize that
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
He has an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
I
thought he was going to kill her.
Me too. I was nervously laughing the entire time. I was
just
like,
no.
I was just like, no. Oh my God. I was freaking out. I was like, bro, this book. Because I was just like, this is not at all what I expected it to be.
I didn't know it was a dark romance until we got to the dark romance. And I was like, oh.
I was like freaking out. And then... I'm trying to think. I don't remember where we find out where it's... Oh, yeah. This is a couple down from the first one. I wrote, been nervously laughing for 6 chapters thinking he was planning to kill her.
Yeah. He was like...
And I'm listening to this too.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my car.
So anything happens, you're just like... Hoo-wee! Golly!
Pretty much.
Okay, so Cove invited her to Hallows Fest, his month-long Halloween party. How cool would that be?
Yes.
And then, like, on Halloween, like, the whole town goes trick-or-treating. Doesn't matter how old you are. I was like, I want that so bad.
You can't have that here. Too country.
No, yeah. Not after that clown crap a few years ago. You know, the killer clowns?
Yeah.
I have not went trick-or-treating since then. And now I have kids, and Elizabeth is to the point where she wants to go trick-or-treating, and I'm kind of, like, really nervous about it. So we're going to go trick-or-treating in...
Like a trunk or treat?
Yeah. Yeah, like around a lot of people, not by ourselves, door to door.
Yeah.
Because this world is so messed up. Anyways, it's not the point. Whoa. Ames Cove is a fake therapist who murders people and eats them, and Blythe is the next target. That's what my mind went.
Yes.
Like, I know that's not right, but I was like, I thought he was a vampire for the longest time. Because they kept talking about him, like, eating and, like, drinking and shit. And I was like, is he a vampire? But apparently not. Apparently he just likes to refer to her as a snack.
Well,
because like in several of these books, they're like, "Oh, I could eat her, and she looks delicious," and I'm like, "Are you talking about a Chef Ramsay meal or a girl?" You know?
I was gonna say something. Oh, one of the notes. I don't remember which chapter it was. I'm gonna say somewhere between 4 and 5.
We should really start writing down the chapters.
If
Sorry, I don't want to keep interrupting you.
But she says, "Are you a serial killer?" And he's like, "Only sometimes." And I started laughing because I'm like, yeah, because he is.
Yeah. It's giving Twilight, which you never read. And then she's like, how old are you? And he's like, 17 or 18. And she's like, how long have you been 18? And he's like, for a very long time. And so I'm in a Twilight posting group. And that is the #1 meme in that group.
I've seen that.
Oh my, have you seen people doing TikToks or reenacting? There's this one girl that did it with her mom in a wheelchair, and so, like, when it came to the part where he put Bella on her back, she was picking her mom up out of a wheelchair, trying to put her on her back, and the wheelchair rolls away, and they almost fall, and I cried. I laughed so hard. Not the point, but still.
Speaking of laughing, though.
Yeah?
The chapter titles were really funny. Chapter 4 was titled Wahaha. And that sent me. It was reminding me of Undertale.
Yeah.
And the character, not Sans, Papyrus.
Yes.
He's like,
yeah, that's exactly
so
what it made you think of.
That's what I kept thinking of, because that was the skeleton.
I love Undertale.
I loved watching videos of people playing it.
Yes. Oh, I played it. I only played it through one time. My brother played it through multiple times.
Yeah.
But I still love it.
Anyway.
The old man landlord reminded me of Granddaddy. Because he kept sweeping the road. And then later it tells you why.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that reminded me of my granddad. Because, like, my dad's got a carport. And so my granddad would be out there every day sweeping the carport. And then everyone's like, why are you sweeping it? Like, it's outside. It's going to get dirty.
Your aunt does that.
Does she? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because, like, when he died, or, like, when he got to the point where he couldn't do it anymore, it got really dirty.
Yeah.
And there was always grass and rocks everywhere. And I think it just kind of made everyone sad, because they're like, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, the little pieces of him are, like, slowly dwindling away after he died.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's why my aunt picked it up. Because, like, it's something that he used to do. I wonder if she thinks about him whenever she sweeps the carport.
Maybe.
I would. Every time I sweep outside, I think of my granddad. It's so weird to me how that's like, you know, you get one of those big brooms, like the long the long wooden broom that goes outside, and I just start sweeping. I get really sad all of a sudden. Now that I've made this depressive.
Yeah. Early on, I don't know how far in, definitely after 6 chapters, I wrote that it already feels like a 5-star read.
Yeah.
It's very early on.
I really like the detail of the Kat Blackthorne. She's probably my new Lola Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have Lola Glass. I have Kat Blackthorne. I love her writing.
I love them both.
Yeah.
I wrote down, he broke doctor-patient confidentiality by sharing her file with the boys.
Yeah.
With all her, like, messed up trauma.
Yeah.
That's doctor-patient confidentiality.
Ooh, yeah. He's not a real therapist.
Speaking of the boys, though, I don't know if you felt this way, but at least for sure in the first book. I think that's changed between the other books, but first book only, Ames, Wolf, and Onyx were giving Reese, Cassian, and Azrael.
Yes, I thought the same thing. There's actually a note in here where I compare Blythe to Nesta. I don't remember exactly where it's at, but it was giving her at one point in time.
Yeah, I can kind of see it, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. When Yesenia, is it Yesenia? Is that how you say it? Yeah, Yesenia. Basically, her Ash Grove bestie.
Yep.
Said, if I wasn't married with, like, a horde of kids, I'd do you. And I'm like, that reminds me of us.
You know, yeah.
My horde is 2, though. Oh, then, like, Ames put trackers on her car. And, like, on her phone, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, bro.
Creepy. You know what? The book is giving that meme where people say, like, their only turnoff is the male main character cheating.
Yeah.
Because this had literally everything else that would be a red flag normally.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, he stalks, but he doesn't cheat, you know?
Yeah.
He might be a little bit controlling, but he doesn't cheat. And I was like,
Yeah.
There's times where I was very turned off by this book.
Really?
Yes. I will mention one of them specifically later. I have 2.5 pages of notes.
I've got 2.
I have this, that's Elizabeth, and this.
Dang, you wrote a lot. I just have front and back.
Book. I have a lot of notes about this book. Some of them are stuff just like to help me later, context clues, but like, I'm not reading most of them. Yeah, Yesenia's grandma was like, hey, this town protects its own, girly. And I'm like, I wonder if magic will keep her safe or Daddy Ghost.
Probably Daddy.
Daddy.
Which it sent me when we finally got to the smut scene. And she called him Demon Daddy.
Oh my gosh. I know I wrote that down somewhere because that was a huge ick of mine.
I had this somewhere, but I had to write it.
Demon Daddy.
I had to write it in a box. Because I was like, I think it was meant to be on like the second page, but I put it on the first because I'm like, I have to talk about this.
Yeah. Oh, this definitely has touch her and die trope. I know people are crazy about that trope.
Sure.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. Wolf took her to her house. It's a commune with lots of people called Finrir. How'd you say it? Did you say Finrir? That's what I said. I loved Finrir.
We stand a community run by women.
Yes! I wrote it down. I was like, men do the cooking, cleaning, and kid chasing, and the women are the alphas. I'm officially jealous.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, love my husband to death. I do 90% of the work. And I kind of wish that he could pitch in without me having to tell him to pitch in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I ask, I'm being mean. Even though it's his house and his kids, too.
Yeah.
But, like, I would love... Like, I love the fact that they don't clear the land and they build the houses around the natural ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so, like, they don't ruin anything. Call me hippie, but plants and animals, you know, should be left alone.
Yeah.
I would love to live somewhere like Fenrir.
Ooh. So, do you ever... There's people who, like, have talked about this before.
Yeah.
But do you ever think that, like, names have, like, colors?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because to me, Blythe is giving white.
I saw black.
Really?
Probably
I saw
she
white.
always wears black.
I thought I saw white.
Yeah. What about Ames? He gives me blue.
I was getting more like red, I think.
I gave Onyx red because he's a thing.
No, I thought green. That's just because Onyx
I gave
cover.
Wolf red because it's like a very earthy tone.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I did give Onyx green because he had fire. That was green.
Well, also because of the book cover.
Because what?
Book cover.
I don't see the book covers. I just see black and white.
Oh, I gotta show you the damn book covers because they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I just see the book covers are black and white on my Kindle, so I don't see colors. I'm assuming Devil's red though, right? Okay, that's what. Yeah.
But this one being Ghost actually is purple.
Yeah. I'll keep going. Why is Blythe turned on by every single person?
Yeah.
She talks to somebody and she's like, horny. Oh, those are pretty. Oh, Ghost is purple. Dragon's green. Wolf is blue. Oh, Devil is red. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I bet that's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. I love Ghost the most. I'm into purple right now.
I love purple.
So, my favorite color changes. It was yellow like a month ago, and now it's purple. So.
But Onyx is black. But I got green just because of the cover.
Yeah. Yeah, because he, like, asked her, he's like, what's your favorite color? And she's like, black. And so he makes his fire black for her.
But when I first heard her name, I just kept thinking white.
Really? I guess because Blythe and white kind of has some of the same letters.
I don't know. But that's what I was getting. But that's funny given to what happens later in the book. But I don't think that happens or later in the series. I don't think that happens in this book. I thought the stepdad was going to be some sort of demon. But he ended up kind of being like a demon.
He was a demon.
Or maybe I wrote down that her stepdad is a demon.
Was that in this book? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, he died because she killed him.
And then he was possessed.
Yeah. I think it was a demon.
There's more about this later.
Oh, really?
In the series.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant Devil. I was like, oh, I'm on book 4 right now, currently.
I read the whole series, so...
Ames dressed as a skeleton and watching Blythe.
I thought it was really interesting, though, that
I thought it was hot.
Yeah, no, but
I got to that point, and I'm like,
yeah, hot. But that he's a skeleton, but his name's Ghost.
That threw me so much because I'm like, he basically, I don't know if it tells you in the first book, he's an archdemon.
Yes,
but he's a skeleton.
Yep,
but he's a ghost.
But he dresses as a skeleton.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like.
Really weird. That's why I kept getting confused.
I had to write down like a chart of Onyx is dragon, Wolfgang, Jack is wolf, Judas is the devil, Ames Cove is ghost.
Yeah,
because like I could not keep it straight in the first book.
Before we got there, though, she goes back to Mr. Moore's house, right? Mm-hmm. And she has dinner with him and his wife.
Yeah, his wife and daughter.
Who end up, and that's in quotes, because they're dolls.
Yeah.
And then there's dolls all over the house.
That made my skin crawl.
I figured.
I am terrified of porcelain dolls. Especially porcelain dolls. And she was like, I had to go upstairs to sleep because there's a flood in the basement. I didn't see anything. It was dark. But I went back for dinner. All the lights were on. There's porcelain dolls everywhere. And I'm like,
I knew that was going to be like, ooh.
Yeah. No, I had a nightmare about porcelain dolls after I read that. I'm not even kidding you.
Sorry.
This is not for the content. I had a nightmare about being in a house surrounded by porcelain dolls that night, and I couldn't find a door. So I ran around crying the whole dream. Nightmare, whatever you want to call it. Horrid. Horrifying.
I figured that was
I am terrified of dolls.
I figured. That's why I wrote the dolls.
Yeah.
But that was really creepy, I will admit that. I'm not terrified of dolls, but that was creepy.
Yeah. How would you feel if a mysterious masked man slow danced with you, smash or pass?
Smash.
Smash. Smash. Yeah, well, then when he started calling her his little ghost.
Oh,
I thought it was hot.
I love that nickname for her.
It is, yeah. It fits her really well.
Oh,
and I was like, is this turning into a RH? Like a,
reverse harem?
Reverse harem? Because Wolf, Ames, and Onyx are all hitting on her and protecting her, and they keep making references to relations in the past. But at this point, I was like, because personally, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was...
Call me old-fashioned, but when I read smut, I like it to be a guy and a girl.
This was different.
I am raised by a Republican, super Christian, Southern family. And so my mind, when I think sex, I'm like a man and a woman. And if she has sex with multiple mans, cool. Not all at once, though, because I don't know why, but my mind is like, that shouldn't be happening. Even though I try really hard not to think that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's a book.
It's different.
It's different when it's, like this was her mind. So the only part that really turned me off on any of this, because like, I think the smut's astounding. Some parts of it, I'm kind of like, not for me.
Like the forked tongue.
Oh, not for me. Especially when it licked her cervix.
Yeah.
Like,
I kept thinking snake
when
tongue.
you're in labor, okay, and you're at the hospital giving birth, and they do cervix checks, it feels like they are sticking an elbow up in there and feeling around, mashing on everything. And oh no, can I also, when they're talking about fingering somebody and they're like, I rubbed her wall, no. They do that during cervix checks. No. That is not attractive to me. I see that and I'm just like, oh no. Pretty much like a pap smear, but way more painful. It's horrid.
But forked tongues are gross.
Forked tongues, not that it, man.
But when we get to the part where they finally do it, not them for real. What?
On the grave.
On his grave.
Was it his?
Yes!
No!
Yes! Yes.
How?
Because, did you not put pieces together?
He's dead?
He's technically dead. Yeah.
Because he's ever living. So, like,
dead. So he was... Something forced him to become...
They mentioned a devil.
Something brought him back to life and kind of, like, cursed him.
Yeah.
This is all going to make sense at the end of the
So that's why he's a skeleton.
Book. But he's not, like, a skeleton.
Yeah, but, like,
that's why he dresses up as a skeleton.
Yeah.
All of this...
He's dead.
Let me tell you right now, all this is going to make sense once you finish Devil.
Really? Okay.
I'm starting to suddenly... I mean, I pieced it all together, but now it's
because I kind of was like, them having sex on a gravestone. Honestly, like, I've never thought of that before. Sounds kind of fun. But
it's his
I
gravestone.
did not know. I must have skipped over that part.
Because his name...
no idea.
Because Ames is short for James, apparently.
Oh, we should start calling our James Ames.
Ames. But Ames is short for James. And
I don't think he's going to be taking a lady friend out of his grave, though.
I don't think so, no.
Probably not.
But they had sex on his grave, and his grave was titled James Cove.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but anyways, so him, I think Onyx was already like an ever-living immortal or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know about Wolf, but
I don't know about Wolf. I know Onyx because Onyx
is a vampire.
Is a vampire dragon.
But I think they all actually died at some point.
Because I keep mentioning like 200 years ago
something happened.
Catastrophe happened. I still don't know what. Does it talk about it in Devil? Some.
I don't think they talk. Well, yes, because there's.
I'll understand everything when I finish.
I feel like you will because there's.
Because there's still some stuff, and I'm like, they never mention that. Like, never touched back down to that.
This is now that we're talking about this, it's all making a lot of sense to me. But yes, there was some catastrophe where they died, and something in their terms brought them back to life and kind of like cursed them because it cursed the entire town.
Yeah, but they don't remember it. They have no memory.
They don't. It's never brought
to their
memory, or like it's never brought it into detail in this book. Yeah, but it all makes sense later.
Okay. Oh, I love how like every time Blythe has a problem, Ames is just like, it's the trauma. Like every single time she's like, man, this is a really hard thing, and he's like, it's the trauma, and just brushes it off, and I'm like,
but don't forget, he's not a real therapist.
That's true.
He's not a real therapist.
Yeah. And then he made a move, and she blew him off after literally just talking about how she needed to get laid. And I'm like, here's this hot dude. Albeit a little bit stalkerish and a little bit controlling. Yep. Don't blow him off. Blow him.
I mean, she does.
Please, I'm terrible. Please stop talking. I feel like my face is on fire now. Is it red?
A little.
I'm burning a lot.
But she does give him one.
Later, yeah. Not into that. Anyways.
I wrote this quote down. After having sex with a demon, nothing seemed weird anymore.
Yeah.
And if anything did seem weird to you after that, I'd be concerned.
Yeah. Bro, every time they got to a smut scene in this, I was kind of just, like, blown away a little bit more than I was the last time. Because, like, how?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Lola Faust of monsters. She had dinos. This lady has monsters.
This has real monsters.
Are you saying dinosaurs aren't real? Say it. Say it. Say it!
I'm not saying that. I'm saying these are real monsters. Dinosaurs, I don't think, are monsters.
No, I thought you were going to say they weren't real.
They're not real monsters.
Do you believe in dinosaurs?
They're real. There's bones to prove that.
Do you believe in dinosaurs?
Well, yeah, because there's bones to prove that they existed.
Don't.
Really?
I don't believe in dinosaurs.
Why?
Because in the Bible, they talk about giants roaming the earth, and I believe they are giant bones that they have put together wrong. Because how do they know how they go together if we've never seen dinosaurs?
You know what? That is a fair point, though.
Thank you. Conspiracy theorists here.
But...
Bro, when she went to the Hallows Fest thing, the Hallows Eve, and somebody hands her a drink, and she's like, oh, "Is this a magic potion?" And they're like, "You could call it that, or you could call it a pumpkin spice latte." I lost it because that's our favorite drink right now, and because we're basic. And I laughed so hard, I almost cried at that.
I wrote that down initially, but then I chose not to write it down because I was like, maybe that's not worth it. But you know what? I'm glad you brought it up.
It is so funny. That's probably my favorite part in this entire book. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a lot of good parts in this book.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part is not like even a part. It's just the fact that like because I didn't read the description, I didn't know what I was walking into, and I nervously laughed for like the first 6 chapters because of everything that was happening.
And there's pirates in this book. Bleh.
Listen. They weren't my favorite characters, but I do love pirates.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's at this Hallows Eve. There's pirates.
There's witches.
There's ghosts. She keeps accepting drinks from strangers, and I'm like, bruh.
That sounds unsafe.
That is very unsafe, for real. Oh, and Blythe is like, I killed someone. And Ames is like, I'm rock hard right now. Oh, that's apparently when they did it on the grave right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blythe is not smart, is she? Because I'm just like, bro, what's going on? And then I said, pinned to a grave, getting horny. What does that say about me? I said, nope. There's a smelling it, because he's, as they're getting it on, he's just like, I smell your arousal.
I kept thinking about that
every time. Your arousal tastes like honey. And I'm just like, please stop.
I kept thinking about that every time they said something about smelling, because I feel like each one of these books has a little bit of something about smelling.
Yes.
So I just kept thinking about you, and I kept thinking about that clip from the one episode we did.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I can smell her from the hallway. And I just kept hearing that in my head every time they said smell.
Yeah. Oh, I put smut 5 out of 5 up here, and then down here I put smut 10 out of 10. So apparently I raised my rating. But I said he had his way with her on a grave.
After that, the part where she gives him a blowjob.
Yeah.
Right? Because she really loves bats. So he wanted to bring her to a cave with there's bats. And she says to him, make me a bat. So she gives him a blowjob while she's upside down.
Oh, like 69?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But standing up.
Oh, how? Oh, he's an archdemon. He's got muscles for days.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Because they talk about her being curvy, I think.
I had to write that down because make me a bat.
Make me a bat. Didn't she say demon daddy there too? Make me a bat, demon daddy.
That might have been where it was, I think.
But I thought she was a witch during all this stuff, yeah.
I wasn't sure. I felt like she had to have been something.
Yeah, because like no one can know what she is. Like the witches and then Ames and Wolf and
I don't remember
Onyx.
Where they decided or when they came up with that. Whether that was
the witches were putting her through tests.
Was that this book or was it one of the others?
It was this book.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, is it Blythe the Witch? My next note, she's dead? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Demon Daddy. Need I say more? Oh, cave scene when she was upside down and doing some mouth word on a monster rod. Not for me. Some people probably, but not me really. When she's doing some mouth word on a monster rod. Where? Why? Is that my way of saying giving head to Demon Daddy? Because I guess it is.
Apparently. We love your vote, Cab.
I am. I'm wonderful.
I did think she was going to be like a ghost or something, and the only reason why is because he kept referring to her
As little ghost.
as little ghost.
Yeah, like what if he secretly knew all along? Kind of know.
Or not like secretly knew all along, but like it was just like a foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But that's not what she ends up being.
No, yeah.
I don't remember if we figured that out in this book or if it's
Yeah, I'm not
another
going to
book.
say it. Oh, we do. It's right here. Yeah.
Oh.
So, she's death.
She's dead.
She's a Reaper.
Yep.
Yep. I didn't like the fact that he was a demon.
You didn't?
If he was a skeleton, or something like that, yeah.
But what are you going to do with the skeleton?
Hop his bones, obviously. He's made of them.
What bone?
Huh? Well,
What
not
bone?
a real skeleton. I mean, like, what if he's a dude, like, that can be a skeleton? I did not like the church scene. It gave me huge ick.
I wrote, they really just going to defile the church like that and have sex on the altar while the boys masturbate and do oral on each other?
Yeah, that was not, like, I wasn't going to go into detail, but since you did, I'm glad that we labeled this podcast explicit now.
Yeah.
Because I try really hard not to go into detail, because, like, I have family and friends that listen to this.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to think this is my mind constantly.
Yeah.
But, like, it didn't do it for me. Like, I believe in the Bible. I was raised in church, and I was taught that church is holy ground.
Yep.
Like, I would not even hold my boyfriend at the time's hand at church because I did not want to defile God's property.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't say crap. You don't say stupid. You don't say shut up, because I was a kid, obviously. You don't say ugly words.
Mm-hmm.
And they are full-blown getting freaky while two guys watch in a sanctuary on an altar in the rafters. I'm like,
That felt really
it felt
wrong.
wrong. Yes.
And
I almost DNF'd not the whole book, but just that chapter. Like, I planned on skimming to when I knew it was over.
For me, I didn't grow up with church, but I knew
I'm glad
that
to know
was
I'm
wrong.
sane. Yeah.
I was just like, that
I was
feels
like, I wrote this down and I was
weird.
like, she is going to think I am something.
No,
I don't know.
it felt weird.
Yeah.
But if it were anywhere else, aside from a church.
Oh, anywhere. I don't know how I feel about the guys watching.
It feels weird. It's giving.
Call me super southern conservative, whatever you want to call me.
It's giving GM Fairy.
It is giving GM Fairy. I
With
thought
the
that
whole-
so many times while reading this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, this is something she would love.
Yeah.
We need to recommend this to her.
I mean, maybe.
She answers our comments on Instagram.
Yeah. The one we left her.
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote, this is my last note. Them playing in a band is low-key cringy.
The what?
A band. Them playing in a band.
Oh, yeah.
Cringy.
No.
I skipped over that.
that reminded me of Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Because in some of the movies or whatever, they have, like, a band. They play on stage. It's like Velma, Daphne, Scooby, Shaggy, and Fred. And they're all, like, playing in a band. And I'm like, that's so cringy. That's exactly where my mind went. I was like, I like Scooby-Doo.
No, it just, I didn't like it. I'm like, this isn't necessary.
Yeah.
And throughout the rest of the book, it wasn't necessary.
No,
like, it's not
it
even,
was just a filler, but not a good one.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, but like a demon snatched Blythe. I think it was there actually, because she's like listening to them. You know, he's like, "Oh, we gotta protect Blythe. We can't let her out of our sight. Let's go play a set real quick, guys." Yeah. And then like she gets snatched by a demon. Turns out to be Mr. Moore's daughter, because like it mentioned in the beginning of the book, how like some women in the town were snatched up, and turns out they were turned into demons.
Yes.
Or like ghouls. Is it ghouls or demons? I think it's ghouls
or something. I think there was another word for it that started with a D, but it wasn't demons. But ghouls, pretty much. It
mentions throughout the book that he's up the street every day. And, you know, while you're in the book, you're kind of like, oh, he's just an old, senile old man.
Yeah.
He was sweeping it for her because she hated getting her dress dirty.
Yeah.
And so, like, whenever Blythe reunites them, because she, like, gets her out of the ghoul's body, and he's like, I kept the street clean just for you all these years because I was waiting for you to come back. I cried.
That was so sweet.
I actually cried. I was like, I was not expecting to cry in this book after all of the weird stuff that's happening. I'm like, what am I feeling? It was a whole basket of emotions.
It threw me for a loop.
It did.
Do you have anything else?
The book ended with her ending the curse and setting everyone free pretty much accidentally. Because there was like no power development in this at all. Or in the future books. She was like, oh, I have special powers. Ooh, I fixed it. But there's like no controlling, no learning, no processing. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of on the boys, though, because they kind of didn't really want to...
Especially Ames.
Yeah, he was very controlling.
Or Ghost, because they start referring to them more as Wolf, Ghost, and Onyx later in the book.
Yeah.
A lot of this book is a 4 out of 5. I didn't like how demons are romanticized, because, again, it goes against my religion.
Fair enough.
Smut is a 4.5 out of 5. I loved almost all of it, besides
the church
and some of the demon stuff. Like, I don't like that. It felt wrong. Like, it felt bad.
Fair enough.
Like, we were recommended by a friend of mine to read Haunting Adeline, and I've heard it's horrible.
Yeah.
And if it's something along the lines of church and religion, I'm gonna have to DNF it. Because this made me so uncomfortable, I almost DNF'd it the whole book because of that one scene. Because I'm not into that. But, my buzzwords are HEA, spooky, and smut.
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Oh, I think I gave it a 5 out of 5 too. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 5 out of 5, mainly because it wasn't what I was expecting, but kind of in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It left me pretty speechless. It was kind of hot.
It was very hot, yeah.
So I was like...
I think it was. Like, see, I'm sorry. Saying smut and hot, that's fine, but like, I don't know. I feel really weird talking about this shit.
I understand that, though.
Because, like, I know that, like, if my mom listens to this, she's gonna tell me I'm going to hell. But, like, I don't know.
That's all I got, though.
Yeah, that's all I got, too. Yeah, again, I didn't like all the demon aspect.
That's
like,
fair.
Again, my very religious upbringing. And I don't know. It's weird. Like, I know that people are like, oh, if you don't like it, don't read it. But, like, I like it, though. But, like, I don't at the same time. Yeah. It's so weird.
Conflicting, yeah.
It was very conflicting. Because I'm like, I love it because of the backstory.
Yeah.
And everything that goes on. But why a church, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of funny how, like, because that's where Ghost lived. Up in the attic of the church. Which was called...
And, like, Father Joseph, I think is what the priest's name?
Yeah.
He didn't mind. He was fine with it.
And I thought it was interesting, too, how, like, the church was called Lamb's Blood Church. Mm-hmm. I was like, that seems off.
Yeah. Like, if my mom would probably say that this book was along the lines of, like, Satan worshipping. Because it is romanticizing religion in the wrong way.
That's fair, though.
Yes. Like, I was not comfortable reading a lot of this book. I'm hoping, like, the next ones don't mention that stuff as much, or else, like, I know Dragon and Wolf don't.
Yeah.
But if Devil does, I may not be able to finish it.
I'm trying to remember if there's anything like that.
I was really torn about this book, the Devil book, because, like, I don't want to romanticize the devil.
That's fair.
Because that's blasphemous, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I do not want to, I don't like that. So I may end up having the DNF Devil. But it's like, if I do, if you still want to talk about it, I'm cool with that. I might not just be contributing as much.
If you end up doing it, then I can explain the whole, everything that isn't plot.
Okay.
Not
that makes
smut.
Sense.
In the defiling of, like,
I want you to go
stuff.
into detail about it.
Oh, I can. I can.
Like, I feel like I'm straddling the line of sin and gray area. Like, I am way out of the white area right now.
Yeah.
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 I don't know, because it's just really messing with my head. Because, like, the guy that came over to sell insurance, him and his brother are super Christian. And they were raised by a preacher and a preacher's wife. And they told me they listened to it. Both. And, I mean, I haven't seen them in, like, 15 years, so they could not be that same way anymore. But it makes me feel like, because what if I'm a terrible influence to people out there? See, like, that's my dilemma! Good! I don't like my Christian upbringing, but I do! Anyways, this has been episode 7 of
Spoopy Month of Spook.
Of Spoopy. Oh, yeah. No, it is way past 7. I think we're almost at 30 now.
This might be 30. Or unless it's not. No.
Let me look at my handy dandy reference guide here.
32.
Which one is this, Ghost?
Yeah.
It's 32. Wow, you were good with remembering. My memory is horrid.
That's just because we just did my favorite witch, and I remembered guessing it was 30, and I got it right, so I was like, this is probably 32.
Plus 2. Mm-hmm. Wow. Your girl math be mathin'. Okay.
Sometimes.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Bibliophiles Audiophiles. This was number 7 of Spoopy Month of Spook. We have an email at biblioaudiopod@gmail.com.
And our Instagram is at biblioaudiopodcast.
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Okay, well, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.